Yeah. Okay, so guys, welcome to Pitch Club. It's the 20th of September, somehow, basically Christmas. So Merry almost Christmas to you, which is all a bit depressing, I know, but that's okay. We're actually into the active part of the year where stuff actually gets done. So, yes, my name's Colin. I know the majority of you here. And we're joined, I've just put my slideshow on. Here we go. Here we go. I'm joined by some great people in the room. I've got a couple of people from the business here from Series A, including Kanal and Heather. Aidan's also on the line as well. Mark joins us from, he assures us not his front room. Let's just call it his study, which is in the Cotswolds somewhere, Mark. That's right. Who else do we have? Oh, here comes Robin as well. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we have is quite an interesting bunch of mentors and an interesting, hopefully, bunch of feedback. For those of you who haven't been to Pitch Club just yet, we have some very simple rules that we all abide by. And those rules, first of all, hey, look, let's talk about Pitch Club. I think this is our seventh session now. Easy for me to say. And look, it's going pretty well. We're getting quite a bit of awareness out there. And what's going to happen coming down the line is we're going to gamify this as well and have basically the winner of Pitch Club. And every quarter, we're actually going to have a live and in-person event as well. So something to look forward to. Basically, we have the opportunity to run a up to 2 minute pitch.
They'll create a unique portal. I think we have already created a unique portal.
Sadiq, is that you? Could you go on mute, please, sir? Thank you. Good afternoon. Sadiq joins us from Miami. So we're going to be running up to 2 minutes, plus feedback on top of that as well. So I put this in after last week. Are you a helicopter? No, you're not a helicopter. So don't pitch and roll. And pitch and roll by means turn up and then disappear. Yeah, part of this learning, if you like, is listening to the feedback on other pitches and other people's businesses. So please do that. This is a safe, supportive space. It's okay to screw up. That's fine. There's always next week. Well, there may be next week. I'm running an event in London next week. So this may be the first week we're not doing it, but I'll let you all know. But the week after that, we'll definitely be running again. And every week, it's okay to screw up. You have a maximum of 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds to get your tech working, or we have to move on because we want to keep things rolling along. Okay. But most importantly of all, smile, enjoy, breathe, and show up and show your best. A couple of things, just in reverse order. We're now live with our capital raising offer. And we're running our first workshop in conjunction with Wholesale Investor on the 28th of September at 8 a.m. So there is a link coming next. I would love you all to attend, which is this link here. If you get your phone out and scan it, it's basically 7 steps to successful capital raising. And the people in the room, they've successfully raised hundreds of millions for a large number of startups all over the world. So, if you would like to join us on that, then please do. If you can't quite get that link, ping me after for it. Of course, Series A is all about trying to help startups at whatever stage of their journey they're at. We have, of course, Pitch Club. We have a pitch deck generator. If you don't have a pitch deck, then please use the pitch deck generator. You can use it for free. We have the outreach engine, which and I have to say, depending on the quality of your ICP, depending on the quality of your differentiation, all that kind of stuff, and the value that you're bringing, works incredibly well, either for investor outreach or customer outreach. Myself and many others that we work with, including Mark, are also fractional execs as well. So we do percentages of our time and spend a lot of time in the startup world. So yes, Pitch Club, here we go. So Heather, where are you, Heather?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Heather. Hey, how's it going? Who's going to pitch for us?
So Yogesh is going to pitch for us first.
Yogesh, no pressure at all, but I'm really looking forward to this.
Me too. So I've just said in the chat that Yogesh was the first person I ever saw pitch. So back when I was starting up 2.5
Really?
years ago, I went to a Connected event at Shoreditch, and I'd never pitched. I'd never even done a pitch for Bazal. And Yogesh was on stage, and Gareth and everyone was doing in the panel. And Yogesh was the first one and I was like blown away by his pitch. I thought it was excellent.
No pressure, no pressure, Yogesh. I used to make a habit of whenever someone had just given me someone a big up like that, you send them a WhatsApp message just before they get on stage that says, "Don't screw it up," or words to that effect.
Yeah.
So, Yogesh,
I'll do my best. I can't share the screen.
I'm sorry, my bad. Here we go. And what I'm going to do, Yogesh, I'm going to spotlight you for everyone. We can see you in glorious Technicolor, and I'm ready when you are.
Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
All right, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yogesh. I'm the founder and CEO of Gaston. We're an early stage food and health tech startup. We're using power of data to deliver AI-generated food and recipe recommendations, especially when users are suffering with diet, nutrition, or medical condition-related food restrictions. We're functioning as a B2B SaaS platform. We enable conventional food tech businesses to build unique food experiences for their users. 1 in 5 deaths are directly related to poor intake of micro or macro nutrients. For example, overall impact of poor diets on mortality rate is 11 billion avoidable deaths every year. On top of that, obesity is rapidly becoming a major issue for the NHS. It costs us more than £7 billion every year. Now let's imagine you decide to switch to a healthier diet plan. And if you now run a simple Google search for searching a diet-specific healthy meal, your chances of getting correct results are only 20%. Now that's quite scary if you are living with the moderate or severe dietary restrictions. We are disrupting the way we consume food. Our AI analyzes micronutrients, phytonutrients, and nutritional information of millions of food and recipes, and it generates highly personalized food recommendations based on users' diet, as well as biological profiles. We are currently integrating with GetFoodo and DineDesk. We are also designing a pilot with Chartwell, which is one of the major catering companies delivering food in universities UK-wide. With this, we are projecting more than £1 million worth ARR for the next 12 months. We are delivering all these wonderful things with a solid team behind this. Hope you enjoyed this short video. I would love to hear your feedback. Thanks.
Yogesh, sorry, just trying to struggle to get off mute there. Really good, really enjoyed it. I think the pain is quite clear, and in fact, many of the medtech type startups, including Harsh here on the call, you have a similar value proposition in terms of the pain is very, very clear. 2 minutes is super hard to get all that lovely value off and across. In terms of traction to date, whereabouts are you now?
So we just signed 2 big accounts. So we are now going to be supporting about 4 to 5 million users, through GetFoodo as well as DineDesk. We have some more accounts in line, about 6 other customers. But what we're trying to do at the moment, focus on these 2 customers, activate them very quickly, so we move into serious revenue generating on a monthly basis. We're looking at, just with GetFoodo alone, about a 1.2 million ARR. So we started integration work with them already. And we plan to go live with phase 1 next month and phase 2 by the end of the year.
Wonderful. Just making some notes. Excellent. Thank you, Yogesh. I'm going to pass it over to Sadiq. Sadiq, you're multitasking today, aren't you? I do appreciate you joining. So thank you for that. Now, Sadiq, Yogesh is a medically trained doctor and all-round great guy. So knows a little bit about this space. Sadiq?
Really great presentation. I want to say clear to the point, pain point. You highlighted it. You went 3 slides on it. You expressed it very clear. I love the solution, how you're fixing it, and it's health, finding the health food that's personalized. The market size is good research. I didn't really get the business model. I know there could be, but it's a short period of time. The product and service, it could be a better demo. I saw that the last slide you showed it like a screen of an app. We've never seen that throughout the whole slide, except at the thank you page, maybe having that earlier. I heard the traction. I didn't see it. I know it's a 2-minute. Maybe highlight the traction as well. Just say, here's where we're at. We're talking to 2 clients. We have a large more clients. Here's the size of it. That could be a quick slide. Your pacing was amazing. Your presentation was phenomenal. What a great job you did. Thank you on the clarity. I felt the engagement. Great content. Good job.
When they log in.
Thanks, Sadiq. Awesome. Thank you very much. Mark. You're just on mute.
Still trying to navigate the way that I'm dialed in today with a phone and a laptop, and being in a pub that I am due to a power cut there. Look, I like that a lot. The flow was, I think, I think everything's been said, but I just wanted to say that that was a really good presentation in terms of content, in terms of the flow, in terms of the information. You got everything across. You made all the points. It was structured very well. The idea, great. I was literally talking about this morning with a few people around diet and how the impact of diet and the right foods impact our health. But very specific, if you can personalize that based on somebody's specific needs. I'm interested to learn more about that, how you would kind of personalize that diet based around an individual, because that's obviously critical. But look, and customers already, and a 1.2 million ARR, it's amazing. So yeah, I like this a lot, and good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. Great job, Yogesh. Be interested to catch up again. I think we probably last spoke a few months back.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything goes so quickly, right? But yeah, look, be absolutely honored to catch up again. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next one now. We're going to try and keep it to like 2, maybe 3 sets of feedback, if that's okay. Now, Alexios, Alex does quite a bit of work with us, and is basically, he's the TikTok guy. And Lex, I've set you up now. Don't mess it up. No, I'm joking. Ready when you are. If you're ready to share a couple of slides, you've got 2 minutes on the buzzer.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
We can.
Perfect. So my name is Alexios Zachariadis Leyland, CEO and founder of Juby. And what we do is we convert job ads into videos in order to make them more engaging and attractive for young people, like students. How do I? Okay, yeah. So first of all, the problem. So we're targeting the university market, and they currently have a major problem with engagement, engaging with students, with all the opportunities that are available both within the universities and with their partners, and getting them into careers. So the problem isn't the fact that they have the jobs, it's engaging with them, with the students. So typically 25% of students are aware of the career services offered by the university, and 15% of them will actually use it. So how we look to solve this is, well, we have a 2-sided platform where a university would be able to upload a job ad, and then our technology will be able to convert that into a video and get that distributed on the platform and across all socials. Simply how it works is you take a standard piece of text or a job ad. That then gets uploaded onto the platform, that gets converted with our AI, and then boom, it's like a little TikTok, and it gets distributed across all the socials. So, I mean, the main reason for it is job ads currently look like this, and how much longer can they look like that for? Video is becoming more and more the way that things are going, and how businesses are selling their services and engaging with customers. So this is the future. So step one, an organization would upload the details. We then convert that to a video. Then there's an approval process.
Got 30 seconds, Lex.
Right. Plus, then that gets sent out across to all the socials and on the platform. And then there is a funneling system both on the platform through all those, from where it got distributed across all those social media platforms. Then there is a B2B workflow there.
Okay, mate.
B2C, and that's that. God damn it, I
Okay.
made way too many slides.
Okay. Right. So okay.
How
I'm
do I
gonna
stop sharing?
go first if you don't mind. So basically, look, this is just a good example in terms of practice. Yeah, 2 minutes. We do 2 minutes on purpose because it's an awkward time. Yeah, it's not the 1 minute elevator pitch around the barbecue or literally in the elevator. There's a bit more thought that needs to go into it to bring a bit more content to play. However, then you're trying to decide what are the main bits that you're bringing in. Now, I thought you started pretty well, and then it kind of dropped off a cliff for me. And that was when you started going about the further slides. So chop that rubbish out. Sorry, not rubbish, but you know what I mean. Chop those bits out and focus on the, all the goodness that's up the front. So I'm gonna go over to Robin. Are you on the call there? I can see you there. Oh, there he is. There he is.
I
Lex,
am on the call, but I mean,
Robin, Lex is a storyteller. Robin is a storyteller. So I'm going to let you guys have a little story together.
yes, no, I thought it was very interesting. I'm sorry, I'm in a horrible position at the airport here, but I really like the idea, and I feel like it's something very, very visual. And when I was listening to your pitch and also reading the decks, it came across as not as a modern solution. I feel like you almost adapted the same, the pitch to the way that people write ads. So I feel like it should be way more visual. It should be way more punching, just like Colin explained it as well. This is a TikTok format, so you should basically be able to pitch it as a TikToker. So just having it be more rapid, more punchy. But I also believe that comes with practice. But yeah, make it visual, because this is obviously, you want to catch people's attention. That's the purpose of your whole solution. So you have to make sure that the pitch reflects that.
Thank you. That sounds really good. Thanks.
Great stuff, Robin. Sadiq, how many job posts did you put up in this last, let's say, 3 months for nurses, for staff, for team members, for everything?
For sales alone, I'm looking at only 2023. We posted 15,000 for interns. We posted 900 in sales. We posted 500 in nursing sites, and then a few in executive team. So I think
and what kind of demographic were they? The upper ones might have been text, but not the lower ones, but the demographic in caring, maybe they're far more kind of Juby type.
So for every category, interns are students and college students similar to the demographics that Alex was pointing to. For nursing, we're looking for a little bit more postgraduate, 3-4 years experience, 5 years. In terms of executives, we're looking for higher demographic people with major experience and 10 years plus in the field that we're looking for. So it's different demographics. I like the visuals that you did, Alex. I like that people that are really visual could be able to see it but I totally agree with Robin. The storytelling, the passion, how you flow with what you're doing was really, really amazing. I think you need to just identify who's your target audience. Is it colleges or students who just graduate? Is it more for companies like us who are hiring students? But really great timing, practice. It makes perfect. Great presentation. I love your solution. What a great thing. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great stuff. Okay. Mark, do you have anything to add there?
I think the guys have covered most of it. What I wanted to just add was I didn't see the monetization in there, but I'm sure you were coming to it, Alex, in one of your slides after the team. Again, just to reiterate some of the comments made by the other guys around yeah, you started off well, and then it kind of tailed off, like Colin said. And you know, this is your business, this is your passion. You should be able to bring up a slide and sit back and not look at the slide because you know the narrative behind it. And I think that's just going to come down to practice. But sometimes it's worthwhile just getting some notes for each slide, and then just write down the way that you think about your business and that slide. But you should be able to look at a slide and then look away and just talk about it because you've got it right there. I think that's probably easier sometimes, because more often when we have a presentation that we've written, we ourselves, we look at the slide and we start trying to explain the slide. And I don't think you need to, Alex. I think you can look away. So I should try that. Not necessarily looking away from an engagement perspective, but ignoring with the slide, just being aware of what's on the slide that you prepared and just talking the narrative and having that passion that you have for the business.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Well, I think it's really good feedback.
Good business.
I'm just going to show you something really, really quickly, if I may. Let me just set it up. Okay, look, if everyone's got a second screen that they use, you should probably be doing this, because, okay, so that is, that's my main screen that you can see. But what I see is this. Yeah, so I can basically write myself a screenplay. And so ultimately, if I'm learning new content and I'm delivering it like this, I'm basically reading, and I give myself a screenplay, smile here, pause here, you know, emphasize this point and stuff like that. And it, you know what, it really, really works. And it's almost like a fake it till you make it. But you know what, it works. Good job, Lex. Enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Okay, we're picking on people. Akeem, how are you doing? You're on mute.
I'm on mute, sorry. Yes,
There
I'm
we
doing
go.
fine.
There we go. You good to pitch?
Yes, let me just bring up my presentation.
Sure. I'm looking.
And the formalities is it 2 minutes? Do I have?
It's 2 minutes. I'll give you a noise at 2 minutes. Okay. My buzz is broken. So and then give you like 30 seconds to wrap up. Okay.
Okay, all right. I think the most I've done is about 10 minutes, so wish me luck. Okay, just put in my screen out. Can everyone see my screen?
We got it.
Okay. So yeah, so IPRN, we are getting intellectual property to work. So what that means essentially is that we're putting ideal intellectual property into costs, like cost generating or cost saving, and making them much more earning assets. So currently there's about 80% of IP assets that are basically just sitting there and gathering dust essentially. And what we're trying to do is to prune them just the way you would prune a tree and identify the values. Essentially, we're going to be using AI to do that. So when we look at the problem, there are so many companies currently that have a big size portfolio, and the cost of maintaining those portfolio what's around 40 million in a year, depending on the size of the portfolio. So we're going from a very big portfolio to a small portfolio. But the idea is still the same. It's still the same problem, which is not all of the intellectual property that has been protected are actually doing what they set out to do when they were protected. And that's what we're trying to solve. So the solution, as I said, is revolves around a rapid response pruning system where it's automated, it's AI powered, it's dynamic, and it's geared towards profit generation. So it's not good enough to just identify what's working or what's not working in the IP, but then we need to put it to work because those IP have some value, inherent value that they actually, that's why they were protected. So the idea is how can we match those IP with where they can be liquidated. So the backend of the system essentially is divided into IP owners and IP users. So we generalize the IP users, but they're categorized, and the IP owners could go from an enterprise to a university, and the IP users could be a venture builder, a startup, a scale up. It could be anyone, or just a licensing program. But the idea there is that we've designed a system, a workflow that involves AI that allows us to prune, list, and sell those intellectual properties. And from a user standpoint, you basically browse, you evaluate which IP is the right set for you, or fit your business strategy, and then you buy or you license. So the platform also allows people to collaborate.
30 seconds, Akeem.
Oops, wow. Right, okay, so revenue stream, we've got small, medium size, we've got 3 scopes of our revenue streams. The entire process goes from portfolio analysis, identifying the assets, breaking it down into that. Okay, we're looking to raise 500,000 as a pre-seed. The current process are very time consuming. In fact, it doesn't happen, but when it does happen, it's very time consuming. And our total addressable market is as such, it's going to grow by 14 billion by 2023. It's a lot more than that when we add the total capitalization of those liquidated assets into it. But this is currently just looking at the management tools market. Thank you very much.
Great job, Akeem. Great job.
Oops, I'll bring it back up. Sorry.
No, you're all good. You're all good. I think there's a few people on the call here are going to be itching to give you some feedback here. Robin's got his thumb up. I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe that means he wants to give some feedback. Robin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great job, Akeem. I think, first of all, people should be commended where they deserve it. And I really like your setup. First of all, making it easy to see you, making it easy to hear you. You're well lit. So you've thought about that, which is very good, gives a very good first impression. And when it comes to the actual structure of the pitch, I just want to say that probably you should go and follow the typical, problem, solution, product, market fit, because I feel like you almost jumped in between. And I believe that just as most people here on this call, they've listened to a lot of pitches, they sort of expect that format to come. So I believe that will be a lot easier to follow. And then considering the fact that it's a very complex solution. It sounds like a complex solution, but you don't want the actual product to sound complicated. So I would just simplify the visuals a little bit, just for it to become easier for me to follow, for someone who is not, an expert when it comes to IP and this business and how it works. So just more clear visuals, just to, basically show that you have a very simple solution to a complex problem.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Robin. Sadiq, are you multitasking? It's okay if you're multitasking. Just tell us. Okay.
Great presentation.
Mark, your thoughts, please.
Just a couple of additional thoughts, really, on top of the other guy. Good presentation. I like the visuals. Just to reiterate, I think it could be simplified slightly to people that don't really come from that background, and understanding, what it means to have a broad portfolio of different IP within a business. And obviously, this is large enterprise kind of organizations, rather than just kind of somebody that owns one or two pieces of IP. So the complexity behind that needs to kind of be simplified massively in terms of getting it across, and maybe it requires more imagery as opposed to messages. But yeah, overall, look, good job. I like it. It seems like a really good business. I've not seen anything or heard of anything out there, but maybe you can tell me otherwise. But yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Akeem, it's great to see you again, buddy.
Thanks.
And really, really pleased that you've joined. There's certain elements of the deck that I love because we've worked on it together and pulled it out. And I still think that this potentially is a massive, massive opportunity. If you think about how many patents your average monstrous organization has, and their inability to do anything sensible with them, and their inability to be able to have other people access that IP or license that IP easily, having that tradable as NFT is, it's game changing, absolutely game changing. So what kind of traction do you now have? Have you, what kind of meetings have you had? Have you got anyone using the platform now? What stage are you at with the MVP? So many questions, so many questions.
Right. So thanks so much for the feedback, Colin and everybody else. So I was literally removing decks as everybody else was pitching, because I was like, wow, 2 minutes. Okay, I need to remove so many stuff. So, and that's why it was a little bit like wobbly in terms of the coherency of it. But next time I'll do a much better job. In terms of where so we're currently speaking to some company. I don't want to say which specific entity, but we're speaking to it's an institution actually that basically going to place the IP that are already there. So we may not need to do any pruning. We're going to basically just place it on our marketplace available. We are speaking to 2 institutions, one in the UK and then one outside the UK as well in terms of university, to basically list the IP on our platform. We are currently building our commercialization scout, because when you look at how we're planning to do the commercialization, we have some concept there, and we're currently building that. So we do have some traction. We're still at the MVP stage where we're doing private demo, but we haven't really gone live with the product. So we're still at the MVP stage. So that's where we are right now. There are some other bits and pieces here and there. The team is also kind of coming together nicely. And I think we are going to onboard a CTO very soon, because that's been one of the challenges, is actually having a technical person that's formally on board. So we're in that process right now. So that's where we are currently.
Amazing. Thank you, Akin. Great job. Really enjoyed that. Okay. So we're going to move on to our next pitcher, not victim, okay, James from Team Player HR. James, I think we spoke I may have been in Mexico. I can't remember. I remember. Sorry,
Well, not in Mexico, must have been in England. That's where I'm stationed at. Stayed up here in England. Anyway, good. Actually, I was looking for my pitch deck, and I have a 3-minute one. I can't seem to find it right now, but I can tell you what I can do. I can go ahead and do a 2-minute elevator pitch. It's all right. I'll do the deck. Give me a minute. Pull it up.
We can come back to you, James. No problem.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll come back to you. Okay, excellent. Harsh, are you there? Hi, Harsh. Harsh, I think this is your 3rd time. So welcome back, and I'm very much looking forward to our conversations. Harsh, you have a very interesting proposition. So let's share it with the team.
Sure. Okay, share my screen. All right.
Ready when you are, Harsh.
So HumLife 360 has discovered a smarter and newer way to beat diabetes. The problem is that the people with diabetes know what they are supposed to do vis-a-vis lifestyle, diet, and nutrition, but they simply lack the motivation to comply with their care plan, causing a huge cost just in the US, including more than 2 million people dying every year. HumLife 360's smart nudging platform fills the motivational gap and helps people with diabetes remain motivated to keep them on track. And it all started with me. My mother and my wife nudged me back to normal blood sugar in less than 12 months when my blood sugars were all over the place. It was simple nudging over the phone, and I decided I would bring nudging and motivation to everyone who needed it. My friends joined in, Jeff, Jean, and Aaron. And now we have a lifetime customer base of 1370. We are growing month over month by 13%. Average monthly subscription is $20, and our lifetime revenue is $10,570. I am Harsh Molik, and my company is HumLife 360. So what does the product look like? We have an app on the phone combined with friendly engagement, and our artificial intelligence and behavior science combines not only to provide personalized nudges, but are also designed to increase customer stickiness. It's a huge market. 14 billion is our SOM with 13 million customers just across US and India. And besides social media, the way we go to market is partnering with gated communities, especially in India, employers all over the place, and accountable organizations in the US. We have competition. We have a lot of competition, and there are a few players very close to what we do, but we win over them simply because we are more economical, we are more consumer friendly, we are more flexible, and we are scalable globally more than anyone else in the market. We are looking for $350,000 pre-seed for a 12 to 18 months runway, where we will add a few more mental health conditions. We will acquire about 7,000 customers and reach 140,000 MRR. Join us to make money while supporting and saving lives. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Harsh. You're just a little bit over, but I'll let you go. So, look, great job. And it's been wonderful. Thank you for coming back. And it's been wonderful to see, a progression, through these 3 sessions. And, obviously as an alumni of Founder Institute, you're used to pitching, and now Funding Lab, you're used to pitching. So, anyone else on the call, if you haven't been through an accelerator, it's one of the, the happy outcomes of an accelerator. Of course, we're not quite as punitive as, as Founder Institute, as in like, Harsh, that was rubbish, get out of the program. We don't do that here. It's super interesting. What I'm intrigued at is the nudging that you received from the family. Was that nagging, or was that just telling you off all the time and saying, don't eat that, don't eat this?
So that is what I've tried to represent using the word smart or sometimes intelligent. It's that gray area between just reminding and actually nagging, because neither of those work. What really works is knowing your person and helping them to move in that direction the way they would want to.
Exactly. And I think what doesn't come across just yet in the pitch is your expertise, the fact that you've designed these algorithms and also. So yeah, okay. So feedback. Sadiq, I know you're multitasking like a madman. Just for context, everyone, Sadiq is in final negotiations with a wonderful group of investors who I've been just fortunate enough to meet, and we find out soon, right, Sadiq? So if he's multitasking, it's for good reason. But Sadiq,
what an amazing pitch. I love it, where it's going to, I love the use of AI to personalize that care and interact. I like how you diversified who your target audience is, not only in the healthcare for ACOs, but also for employers, social media, and different areas, where it's really enabled. The presentation, the pace was perfect. I want to say it could be a little bit shorter, but perfect, on time. It really explains it very well. I love the visuals and how you kind of structured it. It really showed the market opportunity, like how big it was. You did the research. What a great job. What a great job. I'm in the same field in the healthcare, so I feel exactly, I know how important this is and how this revolutionized. There is a lot of competitors. I think one thing you could really highlight is the differentiator. What differentiates you? I didn't feel I got the differentiator. Like, what differentiates you from other competitors? Yes, it's economically. Yes, that. The other one last note is when I calculated how many customers you have and the dollar amount, and I timed it by $20, it didn't match up. So I just make sure that the numbers are, where you're going, ARR, financials. So that's going to be a question mark rather than, okay, here's a really great thing. I love the subscription model. Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sadiq. Heather, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about diabetes, like gestational diabetes that you get during pregnancy and things like that. Is that something that's covered in your app?
Unfortunately, that's a great question. My mother, who had gestational diabetes, was the one who originally diagnosed me with diabetes. No, we can't. We can manage diabetes wherever it has come from. It doesn't matter whether it is gestational or not, or hereditary, But gestational diabetes, for some reason, just seems to be a variety of diabetes where either it just falls away after a while, or if it sticks with you, it becomes really difficult to manage.
Got you. Yeah, I didn't know whether there was something that could you could build into your plans, because that's something that if it's new to you in that stage, then you might want to be understanding how you can offset the symptoms. But yeah, okay, cool, perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Interesting. And also, I'm a great believer in introductions, and we bump into interesting people on calls. And of course, Yogesh, I'm referring to you here in terms of Harsh's concept here. There's definite crossover. Maybe you guys should have a chat outside of this. Cool. So we've gone Sadiq, we got Mark. We've lost Robin. Robin had to jump on a flight. So Mark, a bit of feedback for Harsh, and then we've got two more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a huge amount to add really, other than the fact that I like the presentation, the flow, the images, the structure, and obviously you've got again great passion for the business, which of course you have. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have any other comments other than what's been mentioned, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was a good job. I'm interested in learning more.
Thank you.
Excellent, great job, Harsh, and we'll catch up super soon. But who's next? Zohe. Zohe?
Hi. Thank
Hi.
you.
Doing? I've just realised I've said Zohe, but I meant James, because I promised James next.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Whoever speaks next. Yeah, James. Okay, you go first then, James, because
I'm ready. Let's see here. Share screen. Share.
Where he gone? Where he gone? Okay.
Okay. Team Play HR solves the problem of people not getting along in the workplace. And how do we do that? This is the results of that. As an example, the cost of a bad hire, the cost of putting a wrong team together, the cost of the time wasted, and so forth. And it's done by an AI SaaS platform with a questionnaire designed by UK Cambridge University psychologists that determines the compatibility between people from one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-one. And the approach is basically help you build patent technology, help you build teams, augment existing teams, increasing agility as an organization. Actually, I'm developing a team currently now, hiring a sales BDO, a CTO, and a sales team. As the technology, it's a subscription model. There's also a mobile app that people use to purchase the instrument to utilize to determine compatibility of their teams or their organization. Basically, it's kind of a quick forecast of our projected growth and size of the market. It's a market. We're not an HR item. We actually are human capital. We in turn doesn't matter what sector. We don't care what your talent is. We care about how you interact with somebody else in regards to compatibility. And as an example, how we differentiate ourselves. We're totally different. We complement all the psychometric platforms out there in the industry. And we're looking for a raise to seek in 750 million. We in turn are EIS approved, and we're ready to rock and roll.
Excellent, James. That's 1.5 minutes, but that's probably because you're used to either doing a minute pitch or a much longer pitch.
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, and I want to kind of get it all in and make sure not say too much. Anyway, thank you.
Excellent. If you wouldn't mind stop sharing the screen, that would be awesome. Just so I can see the whole room. Oh, there's the timer gone off. Excellent. Okay, so my early observations there, James, and I know we met some time ago now, but the slides are a bit wordy, yeah, for that kind of level, that timing. Now, for a longer timing, where you can spend longer on each slide, you can go into each point and that kind of thing. So I'm a big one for imagery, big bold images. Use the tactic that I talked about before, where you have your script kind of hidden. You have a second screen and you're basically, prompting yourself from the script. It does work. If you're then sending that pitch deck out, yeah, then what you really need to do, I think, and Sadiq has done this really well, is put a video, if in effect, explaining every single point, and have yourself, you know, in the PowerPoint at the bottom, like as a little pop-up that actually talks that person through the deck. And then that way, you know, you're leaving nothing to chance. You're explaining everything, every single point. There's no conjecture. There's no, you know, there's no there's no misreading the situation. So that would be my initial observation. The next thing that I'm gonna just drill on is I'm not entirely sure after the couple of minutes what the core value proposition is, because I personally, maybe I missed it because I am multitasking, and the definition of multitasking is doing two things badly at once, but maybe I missed the core value right at the start. And so, you know, in this kind of time frame, it's super important. And one of the things about Pitch Club, there's boxing gloves for a reason. Yeah, because you're jabbing someone and then you're delivering the knockout blow, right? Or is it jab, jab, cross? And so you got to remember that, you know, you're delivering shots, as it were. And those shots, you know, either have some kind of emotional hook, some kind of factual hook, and they definitely should be solving someone's pain. You definitely said something about pain, which I think Mark and I, we've worked in the same place in the past, about getting on with colleagues in corporate. Massive pain, absolutely massive pain. And reducing that kind of friction, yeah, super important. So look, I've rambled on long enough here, but you know, be interested to kind of revisit and maybe do a slightly deeper dive to get your get some greater understanding there, if that's okay.
Well, so thank you. The thing is, I do have a presentation that has a bit more graphics in regards to less words, and I couldn't find the one right now because I haven't used it in a while.
Okay.
But thank you for that. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I like that idea about having maybe a video for each script, because the proposition we have is solve the problem. People are getting along by determining the compatibility between individuals.
Indeed.
That's parts of it. Thank you.
Pleasure. Mark.
Yeah, great. I mean, this is a massive problem, and as Colin alluded to, we've both experienced a number of organizations where this has happened, and so yeah, it's something that's close to my heart. So I probably would have said that you rushed through that a little bit, but largely because I was keen to learn more about it. And just so I was getting the hang of what you were talking about, Rico, it's a little bit different. This is a massive problem, and this is a great solution for it. We know that people leave their bosses, not the companies. We know that the word culture is bandied around a lot in organizations, and a lot of the time it's quite frankly bullshit. And we also know that, you know, individuals, companies would rather have a low performing individual that conforms to their rules and regulations than having a high performing person that is a little bit disruptive, which is wrong. So if you can solve any of those aforementioned problems through your AI, then great. It factors in those. Overall, yeah, I like the business, like the idea. I'm keen to understand more. But yeah, good job, James.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Excellent feedback. Some real nuggets in there, James, some real nuggets. And I'm going to come back to one of them. It's reminded me of a quick story after Sadiq and your feedback.
Thank you for allowing me to feedback. What a great solution, great problem, great solution. A couple things I want to say, and I want to just, Mark and Colin said it the best, but Colin, when he was saying, hey, a 2-minute presentation, you paced it really good. You actually went faster than normal. I would just give it a little bit of breathing room for people to like, okay, understand and give the pauses in the right time. The other thing in terms of the slide itself, I felt like it was a lot of written stuff. In 2 minutes, it's really hard to follow when you write, when you're saying something, when you're reading. And then I agree with Colin on having 3 different pitch decks. One for email. This is what you email if you want to email the pitch deck. when a teaser deck,
You have
right? A
message
teaser
in
deck,
light
less
about
slides,
it. Message
and
in
also
light
kind of
is
explains it by
anything.
highlight. And then
App,
the last one is the
in-app is the
demo
header.
presentation, what you
Message
did
is
today.
coming with
And the
page.
demo is going to be more graphic than words.
Message over here.
Email is going to be more
SMS
words than,
is
you know, that.
app,
And I
message,
like the video idea.
the message is sent over the
In terms
video.
of the pacing was good.
Whenever
Use
you're
less jargon, keep it simple.
whenever you
I lost the momentum towards the end, but I felt it was a really
you
well,
always save
great
your
solution.
message
Could use a little bit more design as well, but overall, what a great momentum. Love it. I love your passion about it. I feel like, yes, this is a great, great solution to have in large market size.
Send a bulk message.
Good, thank you. I'll get my timing down so I get down, slow down a little bit and get the timing right.
James, if we haven't pitched for a little while, getting the breathing right, and the tech right and all that is so hard. It's so hard. So totally understandable. Mark and I yesterday were having a deep and meaningful conversation. We should go fishing, Mark, you know, and have these conversations. But basically it was all about, well, what opportunities have we had in the last 10, 15 years, and what have we missed in the last 10, 15 years? And it just kind of reminded me of a point I made, that if I were to have stayed at Microsoft, and if I had have managed to fit into one of their many boxes, you know, when the stock price was like $10 and now it's, you know, $1 gazillion, you know, perhaps I wouldn't be here in front of you guys, you know, like trying to do this. You know, perhaps I'd be actually on the house on Canal's backdrop there. You know, but it's interesting, isn't it? It's friction, it's large corporates, it's individuals, and so difficult to navigate. And if you have a solution for that, yeah, people will bite your arm off. Absolutely. Thanks, James. Right, last but by no means least, Zohe.
Hi, thank you. So am I starting now, or do I get an intro and then the 2 minutes?
Well, we can. Would you like me to sing a song?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll go now. Really quickly, I don't have a pitch deck yet.
No problem.
Despite teaching and advising people how to build pitch decks in the past, I'm currently. Am I sharing my screen yet? No, not yet.
You're not sharing your screen. You've got two minutes. You use them as you wish.
Can you see? Yeah, you can see my screen now. So yeah, the idea is at this stage. So I built a website instead of a deck. Initial feedback I've had so far is that I should proceed to building that deck and an MVP. I've also had feedback that this is too big for me and should be left to the big boys who have got the budget to spend on it. I have been told it will possibly cost millions. What the solution, what it is, the problem is I work in marketing and growth on a daily basis, driving growth for a variety of clients, etc. And creating a campaign, especially if you're using a tool like HubSpot, which is one of the big boys in the CRM world, is a hugely complex process in terms of a multi-channel campaign. Creating content for just one segment is hard enough. If you have 100 segments or 20 segments, creating personalized content for the different segments within that campaign is incredibly challenging, expensive, and time-consuming. Right now, I have to involve a variety of agency partners to create all my different types of content that we then execute a campaign. So anywhere from a 2 to 3 month cycle to create one big campaign. The solution is to right now to try and expedite and create content faster, maybe not using not using agency partners. There's a variety of AI solutions that have come to life in the last few months or last year or so. Midjourney, Synthesia, Ad Creative, God Mode is super interesting. However, the problem is that I have to jump between all of these, even if I don't use any of the humans and the agencies and try to do all of this, I have to jump between platforms and then collate all that content and pull it into HubSpot to execute my campaign.
Yep.
So the solution is very much focused on providing all the functionality of CRM plus those other type of generative AI functionalities, such as being able to generate images, videos from text prompts, and hyper-personalized with AI agents. So if we have 100 segments, each of those segments will get more personalized content, with the view that personalized content converts better than non-personalized content. In terms of product and solution, it is very much trying to provide traditional CRM services, so you can manage marketing, sales functions, even customer service. Content generation is a big part of it, campaign execution and measurement, but all the sort of traditional sort of features you would expect in a powerful CRM. There's many solutions out there, but there's none that you can create all your campaign in one place and execute simultaneously.
Zohe, I'm gonna have to leave you there. I think we kind of got you to 3 minutes or so there. So thank you for that. A really interesting B2B space that is massively painful, that frustrates the hell out of me every single day. HubSpot are just, I know I'm on record here, impossible. We're a HubSpot Gold Partner, Series A. And every startup that I talk to, you know, we can get you a 90% discount, but we don't get a 90% discount. So it's like, what? You know, who's making these decisions? Anyway, that's my whinge. It's still a good platform. And, you know, it's at the center of a lot of people's business. So why not? Why not do all the kind of things you do? Look, I'm a total CRM sales process nerd, right? I love it. So I'd love to talk to you about all of this. And we're going to have to do that offline at some point. But any feedback for Zohe from Mark?
Wow. If you've solved a problem where you can, I mean, I was sold on the first slide on the homepage of the website, bringing together all of those different platforms from a build and execution perspective. Wow, if you have something there, you've got something really special. The one thing I will say is you started off by saying that this is too big a project for you, and people have told you that you should be leaving it to the big boys. I disagree massively, and I really would urge you to not tell yourself that. And whenever you open up with anything, I know it's just pitch club, but you know, just because you're one of the small guys doesn't mean to say you can't take this and scale it and build it. So yeah, just a bit more belief in what you've actually done here, because it's really quite special. In terms of the overall pitch on the fly, look, it's difficult, but I think for those people that kind of have worked with these platforms, it's self-explanatory. When you come to build your pitch deck, it's going to have to be a little bit more easier to understand for those people that haven't used those kind of AI tools in the past, or even those CRM tools. You'll need to kind of just simplify it. But yeah, no, good job on the fly, and I love the idea.
Thanks, Mark. Sadiq, do you need to leave? It's all good.
Yes, I do need to jump off, but I want to say great AI. AI is the future. I love how you kind of like it also puts a question mark on, hey, can you solve it? Have you solved it? Is it a plan? Have you already done the logarithm? How you put it together? So is it like, hey, we're going to enable it, or is it, hey, we're going to build the logarithms? That's really a question usually for investors, but what a great, and this is the future for tomorrow. If you're not in AI, you're way behind. So great to come up with a company, one of the largest companies that's going to be the future, the biggest large company is going to be in technology, maybe in AI, is what the prediction is. So I hope your company is that company, or whoever, maybe someone in this or an adjacent room of where we're here today. Great job. Thank you so much. I have to jump off. Thank you so much. I missed to see Aiden and Charles' presentation, but next time.
Thanks, buddy. See you soon. Zohe, great job. I mean, look, you know, I know I've already kind of ranted on here, but at Founder Institute last year, we had one of the mentors outright tell one of the guys, "You are not the right person to run this business." And it made me so angry. It really did. And it's very rarely that I I lose my temper like that professionally. But I really did. So don't let anyone tell you that you're not the right guy. If you've got the smarts and if you've got the background and if you've got, the gumption to get off your backside and try and fix all the problems in their platforms, you can build a very, very good and high quality consulting business off this, and everything in between. And if you can then productize that, then hallelujah, we're off to the races. Guys, we're going to leave it there. Just another quick plug. If you haven't, we've literally just released this webinar, okay? But if you've got your cameras at the ready, then please scan that. No hard sell. If you don't want to raise money, fine. You don't come. Pretty much 95% of the people that we speak to, the team and I, do want to raise money. And you know what? It might just show you some of the things to avoid in that whole process. So come along, more than welcome. And if anyone wants to follow up separately, then great. Good job, everyone.
Thanks all. Great
Thanks
session.
all.
Okay.